Take a good look at this footage. What do you notice right away? It looks almost spectacular, doesn't it? This was recorded with the DJI Mini 2 in the evening, and basically, it's straight off the camera. But there was wind, and that's why the horizon is way off. Not only is it tilted, but if you look carefully, you'll see that it's also inconsistent throughout each shot. There's one way to deal with this problem for once and for all.
Get a bigger drone.
Hello and welcome to another video. This one is primarily for those who would like to operate a drone that weighs a bit more than 250 grams in Canada. On November 4th of this year, 2025, the rules are changing quite a bit. But if you're just thinking of getting your basic certificate so you can register and use your DJI Mavic 2, 3 or whatever, or the Air 2S, Air 3, then not a whole lot is going to change for you. Except, of course, the fees are going up by a few bucks. Surprise, eh?
No.
In order to get your basic license, all you have to do is pass the online small basic exam. I'll put a link in the description below. You must pass this exam to get your pilot certificate for basic operations, and I'll explain in detail what exactly basic operations are a bit later in the video. Stay tuned. To take this exam in the first place, you have to be at least 14 years of age. There are 35 questions, and you have 90 minutes to answer them. They're all multiple choice, pre-written answers, so pretty simple to do. If you run out of time before you answer all the questions, your exam will be marked based on the answers you completed. You need to get at least 65% correct to earn your license. If you think you have a condition that may cause you to need more time for completing the exam, Transport Canada is actually quite accommodating for that. You should send an email to tcrpass before paying your exam. Your request will be considered on a case-by-case basis, so there's no guarantee that it will be granted. Once you finish the exam, you're given the results right away through the drone management portal. Hopefully, you'll get a passing grade, but if you don't, you only have to wait 24 hours before you can take it again. When you think about it, at a fee of $10, it might be a good strategy to take the exam sooner rather than later. Transport Canada recommends taking a course at a drone flight school before you attempt this, but as you will soon see, it isn't that difficult to prepare for the exam on your own using online resources, including the exam itself, if necessary. You fail? You try again. $10 is way cheaper than any paid course. If you experience a glitch during your exam, say your internet connection disappears or something like that, you can contact Transport Canada and ask them to reset the whole thing. After you pass your basic exam, a pilot certificate, Basic Operations, will be issued. You can download it and print it on paper or even just have it with you in digital form, like on your phone when you go out to fly. The rules require you to have it with you anytime you do. While your pilot certificate does not expire, you must keep your skills up to date. There are special requirements for that after 24 months or exactly 2 years. You have several options to satisfy this. Number 1, you can retake and pass either the small basic exam or the small advanced exam. It may be a good idea at that point to upgrade to the advanced pilot certificate. But I have to warn you, it's not as simple and easy as the basic one. I'll cover it all in future videos. Number 2 is to successfully pass a flight review. which is probably a bit much if all you're doing is maintaining your basic license. It costs $200 or $300 and is actually a requirement for getting the advanced license. Third, there are some simpler solutions, like completing any of the following training activities. One is attendance at a safety seminar endorsed by Transport Canada Civil Aviation. Sounds expensive and like a lot of hassle, eh? Well, it's actually one of the best options. The Drone Pilot Association of Canada, or DPAC, offers a free safety course that is accredited. Membership in DPAC is free. I'll leave a link in the description. You can also take a drone recurrent training program from a drone flight school. Again, those drone flight schools want your money. You don't need them unless that's your preferred choice. There's also a Transport Canada endorsed self-paced study program, which you can find on their website. It's a bit like a test with exam questions, but there's no scoring. If you answer something wrong, you can simply look up the answer and correct the mistake. You have to keep proof of one of those requirements with you when you fly your drone. Did I mention your drone also needs to be registered? You can do that on the Transport Canada Drone Management Portal. Yeah, find the link below. Registration is just $10 as I'm making this video. The fine for flying without it is $1,000 for individuals or $5,000 for businesses. Transport Canada claims that there are some benefits of this mandatory registration. If you lose your drone, for example, it may help in returning it to you when someone finds it. If there's a recall from the manufacturer, Transport Canada could notify you. The real reason is probably more about liability. If you do something really stupid with your drone and it causes harm to someone, you'll be tracked down and held accountable. It's fair to a point. The registration number of your drone must be permanently marked on your drone. I use a permanent marker for that, and it needs to be redone every so often. A permanently attached plate would also be okay. But stickers like this one apparently are not, even though this marking never wore off yet. So once you've done all that, what exactly are you allowed to do with your drone? Basic operations means you have to respect certain restrictions. First, you are allowed only in uncontrolled airspace. Second, you have to stay at least 30 meters, which is 100 feet away from bystanders horizontally. Third, you must never fly your drone over bystanders. I'm not sure why they mention this, as it's literally impossible if you respect 30 meters horizontally. Fourth, you have to stay more than 3 nautical miles from a certified airport or a military aerodrome. And fifth, you have to keep more than 1 nautical mile away from a certified heliport. If any of this becomes too restricting, you will need to get your pilot certificate for advanced operations. I'm hoping to cover all that in future videos. If you think you must fly an advanced operation and don't have the license yet, you can still get away with a sub 250 gram drone, but please be aware of the dangers and fly safely. How do you prepare for your basic exam so you don't have to retake it a dozen times? That's what I'll be focusing on in my next video. You may want to get notified for it, so please subscribe and activate the famous notification bell. Thanks for being a safety-minded and compliant drone operator. You're helping not just yourself, but all others involved, even drone operators you've never met. I'll see you in another video. How about checking out this one right here?